Welcome to this video where we'll explore how we can create charts and have them on our dashboard. So in this particular example, we can actually use this timeline to actually show a timeline chart, correct? So let's do that. What we're going to do is if I go into the pivots, I don't need to create another pivot table here because we already have the data for that purpose. I have the months and the corresponding number of customers for those months. Okay, so I'm going to use this to create a chart. So let's do this. Insert pivot chart. Okay, so let's say line chart is what I want. So I can go click that and I want a chart with markers. Click OK to that. Perfect. I can cut this from this original location and have it pasted on the dashboard. There you go. That's all that we need to do. We can cut it down to size. You can remove the things that you don't want, or let's say you don't need the legend to show up here. You can change the font size. So these formatting options are something that you can easily explore, but the more focus that we need to give is how we can create this dashboard. So let's say loan disbursements or loan accounts by month. Loan accounts by month. Okay, perfect. So we got that sorted. So now based on the selection of months from the slicer, we can see that the data is appropriately changing. Perfect. So that's a very simple chart that we can have. So similarly, you could have, bar charts and things like that. But another very interesting chart that you can use on your dashboards is something called as a box and whisker plot. So it's also commonly called as a box plot alone. So let's see how we can create this. So if I go to my data here, so there are two aspects that we need to look at. Say, let's say, for example, you're curious to know how the loan status is actually related to the loan amount, right? Like based on the loan amount, can we actually draw insights whether someone is a defaulter or not? So it could be any two columns that you want to see. For this example, we'll use the loan status and the current loan amount. So I'll just select both of these columns. So the only thing you need to keep in mind when you're creating a box and whisker plot, the column on the left has to be a category column and the column on the right has to be a numerical column, right? So you can't use it out of a pivot. It has to be the individual rows for which you will need to create the box plot. Okay, so going ahead, I have these two columns selected. Click on the insert and select insert statistic chart under the chart section here. So under that, you will see box and whisker plot. So let's go in and select this. So now it's going to consider the entire data set, right? So in our case, there are about 24,000 rows. So it's going to consider all of that data in order to create the chart. So it might take a few seconds there, but ours was quick enough. So now we can see that the chart shows up. The lines at the bottom refer to the minimum and maximum values against these categories. And on the y-axis, you see the loan amounts there. Okay, so you can also see that customers who are defaulting, most of them fall in the bracket of customers who have taken loans in that bracket of say 20,000, 200,000 to 425,000 roughly, right? So that's what we see. But customers who are fully paying off their loans, you can see that it is somewhere between 170,000 to around 400,000 who are actually paying off their loans fully, right? The lines at the bottom and on the top refer to the minimum maximum values. And then if you see any dots on top, it's referring to any outliers, right? So those are statistical concepts, of course. So here we can see one outlier showing here, but that's very close to the maximum value. Okay, so this is a very interesting approach as to how you can use box plots in your dashboard. So let's take this into our dashboard. I'm going to cut this and put it there, and I'll cut it to size. Okay, I'll put it in the appropriate area just beside the previous line chart so that it looks well placed, and I'll reduce it to size. Okay, perfect. Probably just fix it a little bit and I'm good to go. Okay, so this is how you can construct your dashboard. So depending on what you need to analyze, you can put them in. So you can change the title appropriately as well. Perfect. So we have also, so now we have also explored how to create charts and add them to the dashboard. So in the next section, we'll see how we can have some tabulated content as well displaying from pivots. So thank you for watching.